Well, hello and welcome. This is a class that will educate you on the difference between simple interest and compound interest, but the main ultimate goal is to see how we can pay off all of our debt in a fraction of the time. So all of your debt, meaning your investment properties or your residence, your credit cards, auto loans, student loans. So imagine for a second, if there was a way to pay off all of your debt on your current budget without changing your lifestyle whatsoever, and to be able to pay off that 30-year mortgage and debt within 6 to 10 years without changing your lifestyle, what would that mean to you? So once again, my name is Shane Jackman, and I am introducing to you the automatic debt management system. Now, what are Americans doing at age 65? It's a very important question, because 74% are dependent on their family, friends, or the government. 23% are still working, and only 3% are completely financially free and independent. The average person refinances their home every 5 to 7 years, which puts us farther and farther away from achieving the American dream, which is true home ownership. Also, the average homeowner pays 45 to 50 years of mortgage payments and will pay about $1 million in mortgage and interest payments throughout their lifetime. Now, have you ever noticed that debt seems to linger? And it just could become so overwhelming. So many of us just seem like we're getting farther and farther in debt, and as we make our payments to all of our debts, credit cards, mortgages, etc., it just seems like the debt isn't going anywhere. It just seems to linger month after month, year after year. So, paying off all of our debts in our current budget. I know it sounds very interesting, but we use proven mathematics, which many of you may have seen and heard of our program on MSNBC. We've been all over the news, MSN Money, and the thing is that it really does work. There really is a mathematical process to pay off all of your debt without changing your lifestyle. So I am talking about your 30-year mortgage. I am talking about all of your auto loans or RV loans, and your credit cards, and your student loans. So designing a system utilizing financial engineering to pay off all of this debt without changing your lifestyle in a fraction of the time. So just think about how many doors will open once you're completely debt free and how your lifestyle is going to change. But first, we really need to understand interest. So here's a quote by Mr. Albert Einstein, which is interest. Those who understand it earn it, and those who do not understand interest are in fact doomed to pay it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a truth in lending disclosure statement. Now, this class today is going to be based on a $200,000 mortgage amortized over a 30-year period at a 6% interest rate, which just means our monthly mortgage payment is $1,199.10. Now, did you realize that over the life of the loan, and this is based on a 6% interest rate, not only are we paying back the $200,000 that we originally borrowed, but we're paying $231,677 just in interest. So what is the total cost of our home? Over the life of the loan, $431,677 for a $200,000 home. And remember, this is what the banks call 6%. And the reason why is that a mortgage is compound interest. So am I really paying 6% interest, or does that sound more like over 100% interest? Good question. Really makes you think, doesn't it? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a traditional prepayment example. So this is just the basic paying off a mortgage sooner 101. Okay, so I'm going to take the family that just purchased their home and they made their very first mortgage payment, $1,199. Now, this family had the funds to invest into the principal of their mortgage, so they chose to invest their $5,000. For a lot of people, maybe a tax return. But remember, this is just traditional. This isn't what our program does. So this family is going to take $5,000 and apply it to the principal of their mortgage. I'm going to show you what kind of a return that this investment provides. So what happens is we reduce our mortgage from $200,000 down to $195,000. What this means is that we're no longer paying compound interest on the $5,000 that we paid down the mortgage. So that means we're saving two things. We're saving valuable time and we're saving money. So now that we've reduced our mortgage down to $195,000, well, the time savings is, well, if you remember, a 30-year mortgage is 360 months. Now we reduced it down to 337 months. So right off the bat, we just saved ourselves 23 mortgage payments. That is almost 2 years off our mortgage. Now, the original interest paid, traditionally, over the life of the loan would have been $231,677. The new interest paid is $203,373. That comes out to a total of $28,304 minus the investment, means the total return is $23,304. Now, the challenge is this. Most of you do not have $5,000 to apply toward the principal of your mortgage every month. We completely understand, and that's why we have the endorsements of MSNBC, is because what makes our program so powerful is that we're going to achieve these same results without you coming out of pocket. We're going to achieve these same results on your current budget, and I keep saying that, on your current budget, without changing your lifestyle by a single cent. Now, I want you to really understand what the bank is doing with your monthly mortgage payments. So I'm going to show you an actual amortization schedule. So the very first month when this family made their mortgage payment, they took that $1,199.10 and they applied $1,000 out of that payment straight to interest and only $199.10 to the principal of the loan. Now take a look at month 2. The only difference that our hard-earned money is making at paying off this debt is $1. $1 less to interest and $1 more to principal. And so during the first year, we would have paid $14,389 to the lender, but they only applied $2,457 to the principal of the loan balance. And during the first 5 years, we would have paid out $71,946 to the lender, in which they only applied $13,891 to the principal. Did you realize that it takes 21 years before your 30-year mortgage is halfway paid off? So in 21 years, we would have paid out $302,000, and they only applied $100,000 toward the principal. That's right, so $200,000 to interest, $100,000 to principal, until finally we hit that 30-year mark, where unfortunately we've paid $431,000 and change for their home, and it's now paid off. So the question is how do you feel about freely giving the banks $231,000? See, because most people don't know any other way. I am sharing with you the most powerful information that can change your life. This is the same information, the same strategies that the top real estate investors worldwide utilize when it comes to their properties. This is the same process that the Fortune 500 companies use when it comes to their money management. Okay, so I'm going to make sure that all of you leave this class today with valuable information that can totally transform your household and your style. So here's some interest facts for you. Over 100% of your mortgage is interest. Also, 34% of your entire lifetime income is spent in interest alone. Now, I'm going to explain to you the difference between credit lines and a mortgage. Now, first of all, is that your mortgage is a closed-end loan. It is compound interest, what I consider financial cancer. Compound interest is the worst type of loan. The payment is applied only one time per month. We can pay money into our mortgage, but we cannot withdraw it out. It's only a one-way street. The interest is calculated on the month-end balance, and it's also driven by that amortization schedule that we just went over. So let's just take a look at the way that we were taught to manage our money. Okay? Is that we work hard, we get paid, we deposit our income into our checking account where it sits and it remains stagnant until it's time to pay our bills. We make our mortgage payment. We pay our auto loans and our credit card debt and our student loans, and we pay our utilities. We get paid again, deposit back in our checking account, and of course we pay for health care, etc., etc. And whatever's left over at the end of the month either remains in our checking account Or B, there's nothing left over at the end of the month. Or C, we transfer it into our savings account. The question I have for you is this: where in this process is your money working for you? If the way I look at it is, if my money is not canceling interest or powering down my debt, it's what I call dead money. So we need to utilize financial engineering, utilize mathematics and algorithms, and utilize strategies. And one word you're going to hear a lot today is leverage. What can we do and change the way that we manage our money today that is going to have a positive, powerful impact tomorrow? You see, because once again, we've been taught to pay our bills from our checking accounts for generations. Where in this equation is your money ever working for you? So let's start to focus on making our money work for us and not the bank. Now, first of all, I'm going to go over a strategy. I'm going to go over a way to leverage a line of credit. First of all, is to qualify for our program, or for our program to work for you, is you do not need a line of credit to qualify. You do not need a home equity line of credit. You don't need to have good or bad credit for our program to work for you. But I want to show you a way to leverage a line of credit that a lot of you may already have that can be put to work. But the thing is, we weren't taught that. And that's where we come into play. So here's using a line of credit method. First of all, is that a line of credit is a open-end loan. It is simple interest, not compound interest. So it is the opposite of a mortgage. The lender will apply the money to the loan balance whenever it is received. The lender will adjust the principal balance daily. We can pay money in, we can withdraw money out, just like a checking account. It is a two-way street. Interest is calculated on the average daily balance, not the month-end balance like a mortgage. So let me give you an example here. I am a visual person, so if any of you are like me, I like to look at things so that way I can best understand it. This is one way to leverage. So for those of you that may have a home equity line of credit, a personal line of credit, or a business line of credit, and you obviously you owe a lot of money to it, there's a way that you could utilize that debt to your advantage. So that means that we deposit our incomes and our cash flow into our checking account like we normally would, but then we just go online and we just instantly transfer it from our checking account where it's not working for us against the balance owed in the line of credit. So that way our cash flow is working like a sponge. It's absorbing that debt, it's canceling interest, and the lender is looking at it as a payment, but yet our entire cash flow is still liquid. It's still accessible. And this is also one way that will give you that much more positive cash flow each month, because you will no longer have a payment to the credit line that you may already have, because we're going to change the way that we manage our money. So that means we deposit our income into the credit line. So let's just look at this as a $100,000 home equity line of credit, which they owe $80,000 to. So by transferring the income in, reduces the amount of debt, cancels interest, the lender looks at that as a payment, but then it's all accessible to turn around and pay our bills and expenses out of. You see, folks, a line of credit works the same way as a checking account. We could deposit money in, we could pay our bills and our expenses out of it. So the main thing is putting our money to work. This is just one way to leverage. This is just one out of many hundreds of strategies that we have to put your money to work for you where it's actually having an impact on your current debt. But now, what our system does, which is basically a financial GPS, it will tell you precisely when and how to apply additional funds toward the principal of debt without changing your lifestyle. So there's ways to use the bank's money to cancel the bank's profit. You gotta love it. We're gonna use the bank's money to cancel the bank's interest and profits. And so your financial GPS system, the debt management system, will tell you at this specific date we're going to transfer $3,677 or $75.77, which this is just an example, and we're going to use the bank's money and we're going to apply it to the principal of the mortgage. And so to borrow that money out of the line of credit for a short period of time may have cost us $68 in simple interest, but I'm going to tell you some better news here in a second. But it canceled over $17,000 in compound interest and reduced our mortgage by almost 2 years. Absolutely phenomenal. But now, here's what's even better. The $68 for the interest to borrow the money out of the line of credit, we're not even having to pay that amount. And the reason why is because, remember, the income's coming into the credit line, we pay our bills and expenses out, and because of the interest cancellation aspect, you're not even having to pay the $68. Okay, and for those of you that may not completely understand this yet, you're going to have an opportunity to have a thorough understanding of not only how these different processes and strategies and leverage techniques work, but you're actually going to have your own personal financial plan free of charge. So this is your financial GPS. The question I have for you is, do you really know where you're currently headed financially? So what the debt management system does, I know a lot of people are familiar with QuickBooks and Quicken, things like that. It's basically that, but on steroids. Okay, so it tells you turn by turn how to get to your final destination. So just like a GPS in your vehicle, you enter in where it is you want to go, and it calculates a mathematical roadmap, saving the most time, gas mileage, etc., to get to where it is you want to go. This system does the same thing with your finances. So where we're able to take all of that debt, cut it down to a fraction of the time, get there the very fastest route, even though sometimes life throws us different challenges. You know, whether if it's loss of employment, or if you're an investor and the property's not rented, whatever the scenario is, if we get off track, it's going to automatically calculate a new financial roadmap based on mathematics and algorithms, getting you right back on track again. Absolutely phenomenal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a current client. Okay, this is a client that has a lot of debt. This is an overview, a snapshot that I took from within their financial GPS system. So what you're looking at on the left side of my screen, let me grab my mouse here. This family here, they actually don't have a line of credit to leverage, so we were using their checking account. Because once again, some people have credit lines, some people do not. Some people have positive equity, some people have negative equity. Our system works whether if you have positive or negative equity. So it doesn't matter if you're right side up or right side in it, or upside down. Okay, so this family has $496,000 worth of debt beside their residence, beside their mortgage. So they have student loans, credit card debts, auto loans. There's a tremendous amount of debt here. And the system will even show us how much we're going to save on each debt in interest, and exactly when this debt's going to be paid off in full. So we always know exactly where we're headed financially. It is the best system to use for goal setting as well. And so this family has over $1.5 million worth of debt. $1.5 million worth of debt is being paid off in 8.5 years, worst case scenario. We're talking about a 30-year mortgage, paying off all of their debt, not just their mortgage, but everything, all it's 1.4 million and change, paying it all off in 8.5 years, saving worst case scenario $633,000 in interest, well over $500,000 in interest saved, all in 8.5 years. And this is without any additional coaching or wealth building, which is part of the program. Is that I, as a financial advisor and a wealth coach for actually 9 international companies, this company I happen to own, is that I will work with them individually. Unlimited coaching into different ways to leverage these credit lines, leveraging credit cards, leveraging equity during the process, to where not only can we get out of debt even faster than what the software will do, but actually building wealth, increasing our cash flow during the process. And here's also a snapshot of where they were traditionally headed just in their mortgage. So currently they traditionally had just about 28 years left in their mortgage. Well, their mortgage is being paid off along with all of their debt in less than 9 years. So all of that red ink is mortgage payments, credit card payments, student loan payments, etc., and interest saved. That amount of time put back in your families. So remember this. For those of you that may be younger couples and you have young children, and you also have a 30-year mortgage and all this other debt, well, if we could have all that debt paid off in about 8 years, well, then imagine what doors open up for offering a better quality of life to your children, such as education, Because now that we're completely debt free, it frees up that much more cash flow. Then how can we leverage that 100% equity we have in our home for either A, wealth building, or education purposes? The main thing is that if you're debt free, you could work at McDonald's and support your family just fine. Now, first of all, here's what our program is not. I want to make sure everyone understands this. It is not a refinance or a bi-weekly program. This program is much more powerful than any bi-weekly, which basically adds an extra mortgage payment at the end of the year. Not that much of a big deal. We do not handle your money. We never need your social security number, your account numbers, or anything else. We're going to make sure that you are 100% in complete control of your finances at all times. No home equity line of credit or any credit line is required for our program. Now here's what your debt management system will do for you. Now imagine for a second, what if any time a bill or an expense or even vacation or your Christmas budget or property taxes, imagine if no matter what it is, everything is pre-planned, accounted for, and made available within your account. And you never have to worry about not having enough money. You never have to worry about putting money aside for vacation. Imagine putting all of your finances on autopilot. So that gives you a relief, a release of stress and financial burden. You know, because financial hardship, financial stress is the #1 cause for suicide, heart attacks, divorce, self-neglect, abuse. I mean, the list just goes on for an infinitum. You know, so it is truly life transforming. You can start living a healthier, better lifestyle, having real financial security and certainty. And that is the key word, financial certainty. How many of us have that today, especially in today's economy? So you'll have payoff dates on all of your debt. You know exactly where you're headed 24/7 to financial freedom on a live financial platform. Part of our program is one-on-one wealth coaching. So you will work with me individually. So you will have a link to my calendar, and you could book an hour a day, an hour a week, an hour a month. It is up to you. To where I will help you both in real estate investing, with increasing your cash flow, credit line leverage, credit restoration, just any aspect of wealth creation. You will have your own expert at your fingertips. And also, this program will not affect your credit score except for the better. Because remember, this is not debt negotiation. This is not debt settlement. Your credit score only goes up by following our program. And so that way you can start enjoying the lifestyle that you designed, not the banks. And by the way, my average student saves at least $200,000 in interest. And I also wanted to share with you some testimonials. So I'm going to go ahead and read this off to you. One of them is, this is from Dave R. Incredible. The program in only a couple of weeks, and I've already saved $5,207.03. I'm on pace to save $618,000 while knocking 19 years off my mortgage and debt. Everyone needs this program now. Here's from Lori out of Florida. It has completely changed how and when we spend our money without having to make any financial sacrifices. This program works so well, I've even gotten clients and other family members using it who are all having outstanding results as well. And also from Sandy H in Texas, done with the program in under 4 years, and we're saving $99,653 in total. Do I need to say anything else? Actually, I do. The professionalism and integrity your company has exhibited has been second to none. So ladies and gentlemen, I am very proud of my thousands of testimonials. These are just a couple. And the thing is, we are here to help you succeed. Who else has ever been there to help you to succeed? Everyone's trying to take your money, but who else is really standing by your side, picking you up and guiding you to financial freedom and guiding you to wealth creation? So here's a few things that you will need, because we're going to offer you a free one-on-one 1-hour financial strategy session, which will be a 1-hour session with myself and you and your spouse or you and your business partners. It'll be a private webinar, so you can view my computer screen. You'll be able to see and understand the program entirely. You will see the software, and I will use many strategies. I will probably change a few things the way you manage your money, but I promise you I will not change your lifestyle except for the better. But I'm going to assist you and create that financial plan so you know exactly how much interest you'll save, what you can do right now that is going to have a positive impact if you, or even if you do not enroll into our program. I'm not a salesperson. I'm a wealth coach. So you don't have to worry about any kind of salesperson and a hard closer. It's going to be the opposite. So here's a few things that you will need is to book your financial strategy session. You will need to fill out the PDF form at least one day prior to your session, and I'll show you how to do that here shortly. You will need to have high-speed internet. You'll need to have at least 1 hour for the call. And please have your significant other or business partners present for the call. And I'll need to know all of your income sources, such as wages, commissions, alimony, Social Security, unemployment, etc., etc. Okay, and you will also need to have debt. So in order to qualify for my program is that you will either need to have, you have to have debt, obviously, and you'll also need to have income. Now, a lot of times people may have a negative or a positive income. I have been able to turn negative into a positive during 1 hour at times. So the main thing is do not prejudge or try to pre-qualify yourself. Book the appointment because you have nothing to lose, and let me see what I can do to help you. Because I'm going to be able to coach you free during that 1 hour and teach you as much as I can to where at least you're going to walk away with a lot of information, education, and you will know what you can do today to change tomorrow. So here's your next step. Book a free financial strategy session. Schedule your appointment right now as soon as this is over. What you'll do is you'll click on the link below. Right below this video or the webinar, you're going to see a little link, 2 links, and I'll show you here in just a second. It'll say book now. Another one will be say PDF, so that way you can print out the financial strategy form, and then you'll be able to book your appointment. But also below is your promotional code. You need to write down your promotional code to enter into my calendar system, because you must have that to book your free appointment. So remember, right below this you will see a promotional code. It is critical you write that down. Schedule the appointment, print out and complete the strategy session form, and it is free. There's no obligation. Okay, and traditionally I charge $300 an hour for strategy sessions. If you put in the promotional code, you don't have to worry about paying a single cent. So click on the book now button below. This is exactly what it looks like. So right below the video you're going to see where it says book now. Once you click on that, it'll take you directly into my calendar. Once you're in my calendar, you're going to click on the very first option. It says free one-on-one strategy session. So remember, the first option, free one-on-one strategy session. I changed the verbiage in there so everyone understands it's free for those of you that are watching this. Once you click on that, it'll take you to this page where you could choose the day, the month, the week, etc. You could choose whatever day and time that works best for you. I am in the state of California, which is Pacific time zone. So please remember our time zone difference depending on your geographics. Okay, so for those of you in the East Coast, 12 o'clock my time is 3 p.m. your time. For those of you that are in Central, we have a 2-hour difference. For those of you that are in Mountain, we have a 1-hour difference. For those of you that are in Hawaii, you're 3 hours behind me. So 10 o'clock a.m. your time is 1 o'clock p.m. my time. So choose the day and time that work best for you. Once you click on that, it'll take you to the page where you enter in your details. This is the information that I'm going to use to call you. This information is not used for any marketing. It's not shared. Everything is 100% complete confidential. So you'll enter in your first name, your last name, the phone number you'd like me to call you on. Be sure to enter in your accurate email address. My calendar system is automated. It'll send you automated email reminders and additional contact information in case if you need to reschedule the appointment, because sometimes things come up. Okay, so it will send you reminders that we have an appointment together. And then under where it says additional information, that's where you must enter in your promotional code. So you'll see I put in promotional code here and then enter in free session or free strategy session. Okay, so make sure you enter that in. So ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate your time. Really hope that there's something I can do to be able to help you and your family to become debt-free, to build wealth, and to start living the lifestyle that we all desire and that we deserve. So everyone, I will see you on my calendar. Book your appointment, fill out the strategy form, and I'll be talking to you very soon.